Hello and welcome to our English news broadcast to you on Canal, Algérie. To the headlines. The President of the Republic receives the credentials of the ambassadors of Malta, Burundi, Czechia and Vietnam, newly accredited to Algeria. Algeria elected as a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council with an overwhelming majority as a token of gratitude to its staunch positions regarding the fair causes. A partnership agreement between Algeria and Russia meant to boost commercial exchange between the two countries. First in our news, the President of the Republic received the credentials of the ambassadors of Malta, Burundi, the Czech Republic and Vietnam to Algeria. The head of state first received the letters of credentials of Philomena Milias, ambassador of the Republic of Malta to Algeria. The ceremony took place in the presence of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ahmed Attaf, and the Principal Private Secretary of the Presidency, Mohammed Nadir Al-Arbawi. Following the audience, the Maltese ambassador had this to say.
Diplomatic relations between Malta and Algeria were established 48 years ago, in January 1975. Malta and Algeria have a historical affinity in view of our geographical proximity. We are not far away in the Mediterranean. We are neighbors. We have historical similarities, and exchanges between Malta and Algeria left a mark on both our identity, language, and customs. Suffice it to say that even our language is almost 60% Arabic. Malta and Algeria, we share the same aspiration and commitment for a prosperous and peaceful Mediterranean region. A year ago, Malta was elected to serve on the United Nations Security Council for a period of 2 years. And so we look forward to work alongside with Algeria in the year 2024.
The President of the Republic also received the credentials of Elizabeth Mugira Sonia as an ambassador of Burundi in Algeria. The ceremony took place in the presence of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ahmed Attaf, and the Principal Private Secretary of the Presidency, Mohammed Nadir Al-Arbawi. After the audience, the Burundian ambassador made the following statement.
Je suis le premier ambassadeur du Burundi avec...
I am the first ambassador of Burundi in Algeria. I reaffirm the President of the Republic that the opening of this embassy is a telling evidence of the Burundian authorities' will of relaunching and strengthening the good friendship, brotherhood and cooperation relations between our two countries since independence. We have the will to work hand in hand for peace, security and the economic development, and I will deploy all efforts for upgrading relations between the two countries.
The President of the Republic received John Czerny's credentials as ambassador of the Czech Republic to Algeria. The ceremony took place in the presence of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ahmed Attaf, and the Principal Private Secretary of the Presidency, Mohammed Nadir Al-Arbawi. After the audience, the Czech ambassador had this to say to newsmen.
Heureux d'avoir été chargé par le président et le gouvernement de mon pays.
I am honored to be assigned by the government of the country to contribute in developing friendship relations between Czech Republic and the Democratic Republic of Algeria. We consider Algeria as an important, promising partner, a partner for the long-term goal and especially a key partner for the future. We have much to offer to each other in terms of cooperation in trade, science, culture, security and much more. Czech is a country that grants a great importance to industry. Our both countries' economy is complementary. If we work together, we will only gain a lot. The potential of our cooperation is enormous. The most important task of our diplomatic mission here in Algeria is to keep our relations as good as they have been and even better.
The President of the Republic received the credentials of Tran Quoc Canhas, Ambassador of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam in Algeria. The ceremony took place in the presence of Algeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ahmed Attaf, and the Principal Private Secretary of Presidency, Mohammed Nadir Al-Arbawi. For his part, the Vietnamese ambassador briefed the news reporters about the audience.
J'ai le grand plaisir de présenter les lettres de créance à Son Excellence Président Abdelmajid Tebboune.
It is a great pleasure for me to present to Mr. the President Abdelmajid Tebboune the credentials by which our President, Mr. Vo Van Thuong, indicates to the extraordinary credentials of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, Vietnam and Algeria have historical links and multi-sectors cooperations and support each other in international organizations. As Vietnam's ambassador to Algeria, I have no other task than upgrading the good relations between our both countries in all domains, starting with high-level exchanges and relations, as well as cooperation in many sectors, such as agriculture, trade, without forgetting, of course, culture and education in the future, in order to promote Vietnam and Algeria's relations to a higher level. Long live the friendship between Vietnam and Algeria.
À une nouvelle hauteur. Vive l'amitié entre le Vietnam et l'Algérie.
In recognition of its pivotal role in its region, Algeria was elected by the UN General Assembly as in the first round with a majority of votes as a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council for a 2-year term starting on January 1st, 2024, following a secret ballot of the 193 UN member states. In a press release, the Presidency of the Republic affirms that this election reflects the consideration and esteem with which the President of the Republic is held by the international community and its recognition of his contribution to international peace and security. This diplomatic success confirms the return of Algeria to the international scene and endorses the vision and approach of the President of the Republic for the preservation of peace and security in the world based on peaceful coexistence, the peaceful settlement of disputes and non-interference in the internal affairs of countries within the framework of a foreign policy that draws its principles, values and ideals from our war of liberation. Algeria will also ensure that the voice of Arab and African countries is heard and that common strategic interests are defended on the various issues falling within the remit of the Security Council. Algeria has obtained a seat as a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council with an overwhelming majority. Algeria will take advantage of its possessions to defend the African, Muslim and Arab countries. Melissa Kibash with the details.
الجزائر 184.
It is now official. Algeria has been elected on Tuesday in New York with an overwhelming majority by the General Assembly of the United Nations as a non-permanent member of the Security Council for the period of 2024-2025. Algeria obtained 184 votes among 193 state members of the UN. Algeria will start its mandate from January the 1st, 2024 until the 31st of December 2025. The elections came as a result of the diplomatic action carried out over the last years under the aegis of the President of the Republic and is considered as a new achievement for the Algerian diplomacy that keeps rising at both regional and international scenes. The position of a non-permanent member at the UN Security Council will allow Algeria to better defend its positions at the international level. These elections didn't only grant Algeria a voice over international security questions, it also placed it among the decision makers of the new geopolitical mapping, allowing it, as it always did, to back the just causes and crucial files such as the Palestinian cause, Western Sahara, Libya, the Sahel and Sudan. This diplomatic breakthrough is also a recognition of Algeria's pivotal role in the region. Algeria will take advantage of its mandate to serve the principles it always defended for a just global order based on the respect of international right and the right of people to self-determination, with the main objective reinforcing the multilateral action in maintaining peace and international security, alongside the relaunch of multi-sectoral cooperation. A strong commitment reiterated by the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, assuring that Algeria will assume its responsibility with a profound feeling of modesty and seriousness.
Let's now have a listen to the Algerian professor and analyst Hamoud Salhi commenting on this diplomatic success of Algeria from the U.S. city of Los Angeles.
This is a very important achievement. Algeria did it by having no challenge votes and with the endorsement of major international organizations like the African Union, the Arab League, and the Islamist organization. This means that Algeria has achieved a prestigious status, one that to be president of the council for a month at least. This will allow Algeria to play a pivotal role in leading the world in discussions about issues that matter to the entire universe. In addition, as a non-permanent member, Algeria will be able to include in the United Nations Security Council agenda issues that matters to Africa and the Arab world, including the Western Sahara and Palestine. Algeria will be in a great position to push to earn the support of other countries like Guyana through its alliance with what is known as the A3, the Africa 3 group, an active group of 3 representatives that was able in 2022 to help the United States, the United Nations Security Council issue 63 communiques related to Africa and the Arab world. Algeria will be a great addition to that group. Finally, Algeria is with no doubt prepared to lead the world. It has the credibility it earned by its successes in mediating international conflicts, the experience it gained from 3 representations in the past in the United Nations Security Council, and leadership roles leading the Arab League recently, previously leading the United Nations General Assembly and the non-aligned movement. With the challenges that the world is facing, including the current situation in Ukraine, Sudan, the continued violation of Palestinian rights in Palestine, and Western Sahara remaining the last colonized country in Africa, Algeria has indeed a tall order, but no doubt it will rise to the occasion, as we have seen in the not-so-distant future.
Following the reshuffle made by the President of the Republic in the diplomatic corps, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad, Ahmed Attaf, presided over the inauguration ceremony of the new Secretary General of the Ministry, Lounes Megramin, replacing Ammar Billani, who was appointed Ambassador of Algeria to the Republic of Turkey. Both Algerian and Russian businessmen were able to discuss and exchange expertise in several fields during the Algerian-Russian Business Forum. The event witnessed the signing of an agreement in the sector of engineering between 2 sides. Details with Melissa Kebesh.
The Algerian-Russian Business Forum was an immense opportunity to reinforce economic cooperation between the 2 countries and create new partnerships in the trade sector.
During the
forum, the Russian and Algerian representatives, alongside businessmen, were able to discuss issues of common interest and cooperation in different sectors such as technology and energy.
هو لقاء مهم
The gathering of the Russian and Algerian economic operators is really important. We hope to obtain several partnerships, notably in the energy, pharmaceutical and agricultural sectors.
A partnership agreement was signed in the engineering field with an aim to reinforce the economic ties and promote the exchange of technological expertise. We are currently managing traffic with smart red lights, which is why we've signed an accord with this company settled in Moscow, who will help us with the new technologies.
We hope to obtain partnerships with our Russian brothers to gain new technologies in the medicine production.
The commercial exchange between the two countries reached $3 billion in 2021, a telling evidence of a solid growth and positive dynamic in the economic ties linking the two countries.
Morocco, once again jolted by drugs as an important network specialized in trafficking. This substance was dismantled in the Spanish city of Melilla following a large-scale police operation which allowed the seizure of important quantities. Najah Dia reports.
Then continues to feed its network of corruption with its main source of income, that is cannabis. This time, a criminal organization whose brain is none other than Morocco has been unmasked. Indeed, an important network of drug trafficking between the Netherlands and Morocco via the city of Melilla was dismantled. The Spanish investigators ended up arresting 5 people and seizing 2.5 kilos of heroin and 22.5 kilos of cocaine. During a joint operation by the Spanish Civil Guard and police, directed and supervised by Melilla Investigative Court, 2 searches led to the seizure of 2.5 kilos of cocaine, 11 vehicles, electronic equipment, and the latest generation mobile phones. The value of the seizure amounts to 950,000 euros. According to the Spanish police, who stressed that this was the first major seizure of heroin in the recent years in the autonomous city of Melilla. The leader of the criminal organization, a man with the Moroccan nationality in Melilla, carefully monitored all the movements of the members of the network and supervised the transport of drugs. He has set up a process of obtaining and transporting the drug through an established structure in the Netherlands and Spain. According to information provided by local authorities, the seizure of more than 10 kilograms of cannabis is one of the largest in recent years in this northwestern province of the country. Thanks to intercepted conversations, it appeared that a significant quantity of drugs was transported from south to the north of Spain. Moreover, the World Drug Report 2022, published by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, indicated that Morocco was still the head of the main countries of origin and departure of cannabis resin.
Sports now. CR Belouizdad consolidated its top position on the standing of the National Football Championship following its away victory over Algérie with 3-1. The runner-up, CS Constantine, defeated RC L'Arba'a with 2-0, and the big game between GS Kabylie and Mouloudia of Algiers ended in favor of the host with 2-0 as well. That was it for today. Thank you for joining us. Good night.